There we go. All right, you muted? Yep, let me check my volume. Sometimes I have it low. Okay, and then I'm gonna make mine just a little bigger so I can see. Spotlight. I can't even read it. What the heck? Oh, there we go. Speaker. Nope. I guess I gotta put my glasses on. I think that I know it. Oh, there we go. Exit the screen. Okay, we're gonna go view. Gallery. Why isn't it? This is weird. It's not giving me the. Sorry, Lynn. I don't know why it's not letting me do the. Like where I make my screen bigger, but that's okay. It's, I don't know, weird. Okay, doesn't matter. Moving on. All right, so in mountain pose. Check your posture. Let's take our weight. Turn this on. Pretty dark today. Okay, so feet are either big toes touching or maybe slightly apart. Trying to get the outside edges of the feet aligned with the mat or whatever you're standing on. Lift the 5 toes up, place them down, lift the heels up. Even if you don't feel very balanced yet, just lift them up a little bit. Shift your weight from the front to the back a few times, and then find that midpoint where you have weight throughout the whole foot, but the arches are lifting up. All right, and then we're gonna start to just lift up. So imagine you're gonna pull the knees up a little bit. So I'm gonna kind of tighten the front of the thighs here. Pull the shoulders up to the ears, roll them back. Feel that chest kind of opening a little bit more. And then lengthen. Try to feel like somebody's kind of pulling you up from the crown of the head. Get your neck long, shoulders back. All right, circle the hands a couple times each way. And you know, whatever you've noticed in the body so far this morning, being aware of that as we start moving. All right, so let's do the shoulders a couple more times. So bring the shoulders up as you're inhaling. And then as you're exhaling, we're gonna push them back as far as we can and then let them go down. We'll do that a couple times. All right. Now try to keep that posture. It's not wrong if you move a little bit, but focus on breathing now. So we're gonna be inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the nose. We want to allow that breath to start coming further into the body, expanding all the way to the belly if we can. Just realized that my camera is not at a good angle. Sorry about that. I never know how these videos look to you guys. I hope that they come out fairly straight. But, okay. Anyway. So we're still focused on the breathing. Feel that coming all the way in. I mean, feels different than when we're lying on our backs, right? You can easily feel the belly moving away from the mat or away from your back. But here it's a little bit harder to fine tune it, so make sure you are feeling that. So it's the beginning of the new year. Maybe your first practice today. Just try to be open to how your body's feeling. Work with it the best that you can. Use your breathing, especially to help you if we get into something that's a little more challenging, balance-wise, strength-wise, flexibility. It could be any or all of those things. So let your body know that when you take that deep breath in and then you exhale slowly, you're allowing it to let go of any tension or tightness. All right, so a couple more breaths here. Again, my breathing isn't quite as matched as yours because of the talking, but again, try to stay focused on your breathing as much as you can. Now we're going to take a breath in, lift the chin just slightly. On the exhale, I want you to tuck the chin. Everything else staying the same. Inhale, lift the chin to center and just up a little bit, not so much that you feel the back of the neck shorten. And then exhale, chin down. And inhale, center and slightly up. And exhale, chin down. One more time, inhale up. Now exhale on the down. We're going to tuck the chin and roll. I'm going to turn sideways now. We're going to roll slowly. Hands are going to reach for the floor. Whoa. And maybe if you have blocks handy, you're going to use the blocks right away. Totally fine. Also, let the knees bend a little bit. How does this first forward bend feel? Make sure that the head is hanging. So if you're looking at your feet or hands for a second, that's fine. But then allow the head to hang. And so now you're looking between the knees. And again, you've got your blocks or the hands on the floor. You are supported so you can shift your weight more to the front of the foot and the back of the foot. I'm going to do that a couple times. All right, take the hands, bring them to the front of the legs, to the front of the thighs, tighten the belly, roll it up. Once you're upright, shoulders up and back, lift that chin, inhale. Exhale, come back to center to mountain pose. So we're going to do that again. Inhale, chin up. Exhale, roll down, tuck that chin, and then allow yourself to round over, hands to the floor, and relax. Now, keeping the hands on your blocks or the floor, you're going to let the knees bend quite a bit, and then straighten them. So start out just feeling this in the backs of the legs, right? So the heels stay down. We're lengthening back here behind the ankle. Hands are keeping us supported. And again, a little deeper bend. And straighten. Now this time we're going to bend the knees and we're going to stay here. Inhale. And exhale. See if you get your chest a little closer to the legs. Inhale here. And exhale. Let the upper body get even heavier. Hands can stay on the floor or come behind the legs. Again, make sure you're letting the head hang. One more time. Bend even a little more if you can. And then we're going to straighten, not all the way, but straighten a little bit. Roll it back up. Once you're upright, bring those arms out and up. You're going to have the palms meet. Hands to the heart. And then coming back to mountain pose. All right, I'm going to stay facing you for a minute. We're going to do a little bit of stretching for the upper body. So take the arms up, inhale. Exhale, press the shoulders down, but keep that energy reaching up. Inhale, reach that right side up a little more. On the exhale, we're just going to even out our shoulders. Keep the arms reaching. Inhale, left. And exhale back, even it out. Inhale, reach up right a little bit more. And inhale, exhale down, and inhale left. And down. Now we're going to do that again. Inhale right. Now press the right foot a little more firmly into the mat, getting that stretch a little bit more beyond that midpoint. Same on the left. And this time going even further, reach up, inhale, exhale, stretching over. Now you can take this left hand to the outside of the hip for support, or the leg, or we can circle that wrist gently and kind of pull it up and out, palms together. But I want you to see if you can look up, under, kind of inside that right elbow. And exhale, bring the arms down. Roll the shoulders up and back. Let's do the other side. Take the arms up, inhale. Now exhale, left arm's going over to the right. So whatever option you chose to do with the right side, we're going to do on the left. Same thing, you can look forward or kind of turn and look up under that left arm. And back down. Beautiful. Roll those shoulders up and back. Take the arms up, inhale. Exhale, you can roll down again or dive into your forward bend. Hands coming to the floor. Hang for a minute. Feel this a little bit more release in the lower back, maybe in the back of the hips. Now lift halfway as you inhale. Feel free to use blocks here. Hands against the legs, but really straightening the back, tightening the belly, Shoulders away from the ears. Inhale as you're here. Exhale, hands to the floor. Step on back to your hands and knees. So just take your time getting it all lined up. Placing the hands under the shoulders. Spread those fingers out. Knees under the hips. Move the hips a little bit side to side. And even again, a little bit of a circle if you want. Shift your weight through the shoulders. At any time, if your hands get tired, if your wrists need a break, you can either turn them over here, or you can go back into your child's pose. We'll be there in a second anyway, but let's start out with a cow pose. So inhale, lift the chest and tailbone. Still feel this all the way to the belly. Exhale, pull it up, arch it up, belly in. Inhale, lengthen and lift. Exhale, arch and pull. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. 2 more times. Now inhale back to just a flat back. Exhale, child's pose. Drop the hips back. Let the body kind of melt down toward the mat. Arms wherever you like to be comfortable. Again, we're just going to ease through a lot of things today. We're going to take it easy. Get the body moving again. I don't know, you might have been doing this every day, but I have not. Especially though with this weather, it's been cold. I feel like it takes me a lot longer to warm up. So we're going to really take it easy today. So we're going to start back, come back to your hands and knees. And right away, we're going to go into that opposite arm and leg balance. So it doesn't matter which one you start with, but lift one leg behind you, opposite arm forward, and inhale and reach the fingertips and heel as far as possible. Exhale, bring them back down. Inhale, other side. And exhale, back down. Let's do that a couple more times, so work at your own pace. Inhale as we're lifting and lengthening. And exhale, lower. Continue that. If you're feeling a little wobbly, tighten it up more through the middle, right? Keep that band of muscles pulled in and working. A couple more times, right and left, or not right and left. Side one, side two, I guess. All right. So when you've finished both sides evenly, keep the hands and knees under the shoulders and hips. And we're going to come up to a little short dog here. So toes under, hips up. 3 breaths here. So don't widen it like we normally do. Keep it small here because we're going to go back down to hands and knees in a minute. All right, bring the knees back down. Check to see that everything's still on all fours here lined up. So we're going to inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, short dog. Inhale, exhale here a couple times. And then bring the knees back down. We're going to do one more set just like that. So once you're on all fours, you've checked it out. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, downward dog. So again, keeping the toes, just tucking them under right there. Now press back. Shift the weight deeper. Press one heel all the way into the mat. Let this knee bend, but don't let it turn inward. Keep it right in line with that foot. And then do the other side. Heel up, other heel down. Same thing. Even though the heel's up, we don't want to just forget about that leg. We're pressing all the weight into that ball of the foot and the 5 toes. Do each one more time. And heels down. All right, walk it back to the front of your mat. Your hands aren't there, so bring them Forward 2, come to your forward bend and hang here. Grab your elbows or maybe hands around the legs. Hang for a minute, let that upper body completely relax. You should be really feeling a lot of stretch here. Hamstring, up into the glutes, into the lower back, back of the pelvis. Bend the knees a bit as you tighten the belly and roll it back up. Arms out and up, hand to the heart, coming back to mountain pose. So we're going to add in a little chair flow. So again, starting in that perfect mountain pose. Take the arms up, inhale. Now exhale into chair pose. So the arms reach forward, the hips tip back, the knees bend, but they do not move toward each other. They align over each foot. Arms can go lower. If this is causing a lot of tightness in the neck and shoulders, we're just going to take those arms a little lower. Inhale, straighten up. Exhale, bring them back to mountain pose. Full breath in and out here. I'm going to turn sideways. We're going to do the same thing. All right, arms up on the inhale. Exhale, chair pose. Be aware of that alignment every time. Can you tip the hips back a little more? Can you keep the chest lifted? Inhale, straighten up. Exhale, back to mountain pose. And again, inhale up. Exhale, chair pose. Inhale up. Exhale, back to mountain pose. Moving on this time. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, chair pose. Inhale up. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, back up. Exhale, chair pose. Inhale, arms up and back to mountain pose. All right, before we get into that balancing chair option, from mountain pose, I want you to lift one heel up and then back down and then the other heel up. And now doing it a little bit more mindfully. So when you lift that heel up, don't let the foot roll in to the ball of the foot or out to the pinky toe joint. Keep that weight through the whole foot. Press it down, other foot. Maybe you want to try both heels. Maybe you want to lift the heels up and use a wall if you're nearby. Nothing wrong with that. We don't walk around like this very much, but we need those muscles to be able to do this. Your feet need to be able to move every direction, right? So if you want to do the heels up and then counter stretch by lifting the toes up, do that a couple times. All right. So coming back to our starting point, our mountain pose. Take the arms up, inhale. Exhale, chair pose. Option to lift those heels up, coming into that balancing chair. Again, you can use the wall here. Sometimes it's good to use the wall to not lean into it, but to see where you need to shift your weight to get that balance. And you can take the hand off momentarily, maybe not, but we're in that balancing chair. Heels down, arms up, back to mountain pose. One more time. Inhale, bring the arms up. Exhale, chair pose. Option to lift the heels, coming into balancing chair. Oh. Heels up. Exhale, dive forward, forward bend. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, forward bend. Now step into your plank, and this is a full plank here, so shoulders right over the hands. Take a breath in, exhale, lower as slowly as you can. Knees can always come down sooner if you need to. Forehead to the mat. Inhale, cobra. Think of moving forward and then up. Pull the belly tight. Exhale, back to child's pose. Actually warming up. It's a good thing. All right. So from your child's pose, we'll be going into our regular downward dog now, okay? So take the arms forward, tuck the toes under. This should feel different than what we did earlier, but you hopefully are feeling pretty warmed up. So you're able to get a little deeper into that. All right. Let's go through that flow again. Come to your plank or modified plank as you take that breath in. Exhale, lower. Inhale, cobra. Come into upward dog if you're ready for that. Lift those hips up. Lift the chest. You can go right into your downward dog here, or transition through your child's pose and then go into downward dog. All right, step that right foot forward. Drop that left knee. Inhale, come up to your low lunge. Hands can stay here. Notice that my hip is a little in front of that knee, the left knee, right? So back here, a little more limited. See if you can shift forward. Cushion the knee if that helps. Take a breath in. Exhale, twist to the right. So think of spiraling that body around to the right. Left arm's going to reach forward. Inhale, back up. Exhale, drop the hands. Now tuck that back foot under and come up to a higher lunge. We're going to do the whole right side first and then the left. Keep it simple today. Same thing. Take the hands where you can balance. You can bring the foot in more. You've still got the knees bent, right? I still have my front knee not going too far. But take the back foot where you can balance and then bring the arms up if you can, or you can stay here. So we're going to go either into the twist again here, or I can just turn the chest, take my left hand to that right knee, right hand at the back. Inhale back to the front. Now exhale, open to warrior two. Open it up right away. Look at that front heel and back arch. Turn your chest and hips to the side of your mat. Relax the shoulders, over the fingertips. Reverse warrior. Back to warrior two. Side angle pose. Take the left arm, just reach it straight up. Okay, you can go lower with this right arm if you want, but we're going to keep the left arm reaching straight up today. Look towards it if you can. Inhale, come back to warrior two. Now straighten that right leg. Turn so that your feet are both pointing to the side of your mat. Come into a nice big straddle. Take those arms shoulder height. Interlace the hands together. Either one, you're going to always do both, right? So either pull the knuckles higher or press the palm higher, but then pull your shoulders back down. So lots of length here without that tension in the shoulders and neck. Gently pull the arms back. Might even be just a 1/4 inch. All right, separate the hands. We're going to go right in front of the hip, those little hip bones. So inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, forward bend. Take your time. Make sure you can go into your straddle wherever your feet are. Bring them closer if you need to. Grab a block if you need to. Hands under the shoulders. Let the head hang. All right, inhale. Flatten the back. We've got one hand under each shoulder. Keep that back nice and straight. Inhale, exhale. Now take your right hand and reach under that left hand toward your left foot, and then let the head hang. All right, come back. Right hand under the shoulder. Inhale, straighten the back. Keep that neck nice and long. All right, take the left hand, reach under toward the right foot. As you do, let the head drop, let the body relax. So forward bend, which is that opposite hand to foot. All right, left hand under the left shoulder. Inhale, flatten the back. Bring the heels a little closer together, then the toes. Then the heels. Once the feet are about the same distance as your shoulders and hands, take those hands mid-thigh, tighten it up and roll it back up. Once you're upright, roll the shoulders up and back. And we're going to reset our warrior two. Reverse warrior again. Warrior two. Side angle pose again. regular or that extended variation. Inhale, come back up to warrior two. Now from here, I want you to turn to warrior one. So turn, you're gonna have to reset the feet a little bit, square those hips, take the arms up. Exhale, cactus arms, lift the chest, squeeze those shoulder blades together. Inhale, reach back up. Exhale, drop everything back to the mat, step back to downward dog. Inhale, exhale a couple times. And then bring the knees down and take a little rest. And then flip around. We're gonna do everything to the left. Again, keeping it pretty basic today. Okay. So we're in our child's pose. We're gonna come back to downward dog to start the whole thing off here. So for starters, we're going to take that left foot through, bring the right knee down. Find your balance in this kneeling lunge. Arms up, shoulders down. Take a breath in, exhale, twist to the left. So remember, we can have the arms here, or we can be here. Inhale back to the front. Now we're going to bring the hands back down. Bring the right knee up off the mat. Step in until you feel like you can make your way upright. But once you're up, you can fix it. Find your balance. Keep the arms up, shoulders down. Stay tight through the middle. Take a breath in. Exhale, twist to the left again. Right arm reaching forward. Inhale back up to the front. Exhale into warrior two. Now open that up as much as you can. Reverse warrior, left arm up. Back to warrior two. Side angle pose. Regular variation, start by just reaching that right arm up. And back to warrior two. And then we straighten that left leg. We're coming to our wide straddle again. We'll do things just a little differently, but we'll start with the arms up, the opposite grip of what you did. Same thing here, shoulders down, stretch. So we're pulling the upper arms back, but what is that doing? That's the shoulders. The shoulders are getting that stretch right there. All right. Bring the hand to the front of the hips again. Lift the heart. Exhale, forward bend. Now bring the hands under the shoulders again. Inhale, straighten the back. All right, now we're going to twist differently, or we're going to do something a little different. So we'll start with the right hand going under the heart. Left hand goes to the hip. We're inhale, lengthening the back, and then exhale, twisting to the left. Whichever side, doesn't matter. Open that arm only if that feels good. If not, you can just keep the hand here at the lower back. Now slowly turn back to the front. Switch. You're going to put the other hand under the heart, other hand to the hip. First of all, lengthen as you take a breath in. Exhale, twist to the other side. All right, slowly come back down. Now we're going to come into the forward bend. So hands can either go to the other side of our mat. We can loop the toes, grab the ankles. We can just hang here, but I want you to let yourself go as deep as you can for 5 full breaths. All right. right, slowly come out of it. Hands go under the shoulders. Inhale, straighten the back. Now, you can either come up the same way we did, bringing the heels and toes closer till you feel that they're under you more, or to really work the core, if you like, you can pull the belly tight, soften the knees just a tiny bit, bring the hands to the hip, trying to keep that back straight as we slowly bring ourselves up, up, up. And then we're going to set up our warrior two with the left again. And we're going to repeat what we did earlier. So start with that reverse warrior. And back to warrior two. And then side angle pose. Regular or extended variation. All right, come back to warrior two. And then turn to warrior one when you're ready. Turn, square everything to the front of the mat. Bring the arms up. Make sure those hips are even with each other. Cactus arm. We're going to inhale, exhale, squeeze those shoulders together. Really energize through the hands here. Lift the heart a little bit. Inhale, reach back up. Exhale, drop the hands, step back to downward dog. We're going to go into our plank. Exhale, come all the way down. Inhale, cobra or upward dog. Exhale into child's pose or right into downward dog. If you're in your child's pose, join me in downward dog when you're ready. And then we're going to walk it back to the front of the mat, come into a forward bend, and just hang here. And then we're going to roll it up when we're ready. We're going to come back up to our mountain pose. All right, since we're upright, let's do some balancing before we go back down to the mat. We're going to finish up with some twists and stretching and good things like that. But let's start out, and let's just start in our tree pose, and then we'll try that. We'll try our balancing chair one more time as we get back into our flow. All right, so use the wall if you like. Can be, have it to the side, the back, use the doorway, whatever. Tree pose, we do it all the time. Let's just see how it feels today, first one of the year, right? So make sure the weight's even between both feet before you change anything, all right? Decide which foot you want to start on today. Find that focal point. Hands can be wherever you like. Come out of it carefully. Again, stay there if it's feeling great. Roll the shoulders up and back a couple times. Take a breath in and out. Whenever you're ready, try the other side. This is a harder one. See how we do. So remember, it looks like it may look like my foot is right inside the knee, but I have no pressure going into it. I either go below it or above. But if you can't quite, I'm going to demo here, use the wall just to show. If I have the foot in my inner thigh, maybe I can't get it all the way up to here, but I can go back here. I'm pressing my heel into the foot. I'm not really pressing the ball of my foot into my knee joint. That makes sense. So you just have to always be aware of that knee joint not being pushed sideways. I'm going to drop it a bit and come back to here. All right, same thing, finding that focal point, finding that balance. Whatever you're feeling today, just enjoy it. Make sure you're still growing. Your tree is tall as can be. Allow yourself to come back to mountain pose when you're ready. Come on back to the top of the mat. Now we're going to start in mountain pose. Roll the shoulders up and back a couple times. Before we move the rest of the body, just bring the chin forward. Easy little half circle, one shoulder, drop it down. Bring it to the other shoulder, drop it down. Try to inhale when you lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Do that a couple times. And then when you're ready to move, Chin goes back to center. Inhale, lift, come back to mountain pose. All right, take the arms up, inhale. Exhale, chair pose. Lift the heels, balancing chair option. Heels down, arms up. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, lift halfway. Straighten the back. Again, option to take those arms back. Sorry, a little bit of a... Okay, so keeping the belly tight, arms are reaching alongside the body. Take a breath in. Exhale, forward bend, hands to the mat. Now step back to your plank. Inhale here. Exhale, lower. Inhale, cobra. Notice how much you're able to get that upper body off the mat. Exhale, back down. Now, extend the arms nice and long. Pull the belly tight first. Inhale, half dragonfly or locust. Forehead and chest up, reaching back. Now, if we're only doing the half, so I don't want your feet to come up yet. I want you to push your feet into the mat. Give yourself some leverage to lift up. Exhale, lower. Turn your head to one side. All right, when we start the second one, we want to always begin by putting our forehead down, tightening up here. Inhale, upper body, arms, maybe the legs. Keep the neck long. Don't look in front of you. Look kind of just in front of the mat. Take a breath in and out. Inhale again. Exhale, lower. Turn your head the other way. All right, forehead back down. Bring the hands back down. Slowly push back to your plank. Back to downward dog. And then bring the knees down. Come into your child's pose. You don't have to rest too long here. We're going to flip it around. Before we come down onto our back, extend the legs all the way out. Ensure that you feel grounded into that mat evenly, right? Shoulders up and back. Take the arms up, inhale. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, lengthen again. Exhale, forward bend. Take your time getting into that forward bend, right? We don't need to be way back here. There's no race to get there. We want to continue to work every breath and get ourselves a little further, a little deeper. Now come out of that slowly. We're going to bend the knees. Before we roll down, we're going to just work the core a little bit. So tighten up in the middle. Arms can stay here. You can do one foot, the other foot, both feet. Hands can go under the legs. Same thing, maybe coming onto the toes, one foot, the other, maybe just coming up onto the toes. Play around with it. Try that boat pose for whatever it is today. If you happen to roll backwards, you just come right back up into it. Any variation. All right. As you come out of that, stretch the legs out. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward bend. Last time here. Come up out of that slowly. Now we're going to bend the knees and roll down to the back, or you can turn onto your side and come all the way down, however you want to get there. All right, once you're down, bring the knees in. Oh, that feels good. Roll side to side a little bit, or just pull the knees in and feel that back kind of flattening and spreading out into the mat. Just flex and point the feet a couple times. We'll focus on each foot in just a minute. All right, we're going to bring the feet to the mat. Just like mountain pose feet, right? Lined up with the hips. Knees are going to stay in that same alignment, so each leg has a hip, knee and foot lined up, right? Spread the shoulders apart, lengthen the back and the neck. Our first time here today, so let's just make sure we're really comfortable in this bent knees pose. All right, take a breath or two in and out and just make sure everything feels good here. I keep readjusting, I'm not quite in the middle of my mat. All right, so take one more full breath in and out. And then the next inhale, we're gonna bring the arms over the head, and exhale, bring them back down. So this is kind of figuring out again if we're still breathing as evenly as we can, moving as evenly, as equally as we can. So again, inhale, reach up overhead. On the exhale, bring your arms back to the mat. And one more time, inhale, bring the arms over the head. Exhale, bring the right knee to the chest. So now we're going to just stay here a little bit. So again, you're going to feel that lower back kind of pressing into the mat, pulling the knee gently toward us. Extend the right foot up. Let's flex and point. And a little bit more emphasis now on what we're doing here than we did just a minute ago. Just a quick little flex and point. I want you to flex as hard as you can. Feel the toes spreading apart on the point. Make sure you feel the ball of the foot point and then go into the toes pointing. Ooh, I haven't done that in a while. My foot's like cramping up. It's like, what are you doing? All right, after you've done that, we've gotten everything just warming up a little bit, and we're going to start circling around. All right. No rush. Make sure you do both sides. All right, and we're just going to extend that leg a little more. So I'm going to pull the right leg closer in, but I definitely keep those hips even. See where you can go with that. Now we're going to take that right foot, place it across the left knee. Use the right hand to start pressing it out. Be here at least 3 full breaths before you take that left foot up. So start out by just pressing the knee away. Feel the backside stretching nicely. Now you can stay here, or you can bring that left foot up. Either one. I think I'm going to stay here today. I'll try it. Either one. All right. Bring the left foot down if it was off. Take that right knee into the chest again. Once you've got that pulled in, we're going to let the left leg stretch all the way out. Keep the left hand on the right leg. Inhale as you open that right arm. Exhale, pull the knee across to the left. Make sure that our right shoulder stays down, but the right hip comes up. We want it over the left hip. You can look opposite or just look up. All right, roll onto the back. We're going to bring both knees into the chest, roll the back a little bit. Flex and point again. Circle the feet. And then bring the feet back to the mat. Get everything set up here. Bent knees pose. So make sure it's very comfortable. We want to do that before we add any kind of movement. And then arms over the head, inhale. Exhale, bring that left knee in. Now extend the foot, flexing and pointing again with a little bit more focus on deepening that range of motion. And circling the ankle. Both ways. Same thing, we're going to start to go a little deeper into that hamstring stretch, but keeping the left hip on the mat. And you can hold on to the left leg anywhere you like. All right, left foot to the right knee, starting out with the pressing the knee out with that left hand. At least 3 breaths here, maybe longer. And of course, you have the option after those 3 breaths of bringing that right foot up. Keep the rest of your body relaxed. All right, right foot comes down if it was off the mat, left knee comes in again, and then we stretch that right leg all the way out. Give it a second, a few seconds to let that hip flexor lengthen. And then when you're ready, you're gonna open that left arm as you inhale. On the exhale, we're pulling the knee across to the right with that right hand. All right, come on out of that, bring the knees in. We're gonna do one more little easy twist, right and left with the legs together. So you can either start with your feet off the mat, your feet on the mat, moving off center a bit to make it a little bit easier. So think about what you wanna do here. Take a breath in, and then when you're ready, exhale and let the knees go to the right. Try to keep the knees stacked on top of each other, and then open that left arm. All right, bring the knees up as you inhale. Exhale, drop your knees to the left. Same thing, you want to feel that right shoulder staying down. Left knee and hip stacked over, right knee and hip stacked over the left. All right, come on to the back again. Knees to chest. This is our last time. Rolling that back a little bit. All right, we're going to come into a quick little butterfly stretch. So just let the knees drop open, feet together. Have the feet however close is comfortable. But really focus on letting the tension go here rather than forcing the knees down. So focus on breathing again. Take the breath in all the way to the belly. On that exhale, see if you can just kind of let things relax rather than pushing the knees down. Open those arms. You can go shoulder height or even higher if you like. We're going to be here about 5 breaths before we get into Savasana. But already regulating that breathing, getting into that really focused, deep, meaningful breath, right? It's really expanding still to the belly. It's leaving the body as long and letting the tension leave as well. Try to keep the mind clear a couple more minutes. All right, we're going to slowly bring the knees together and then stretch the legs out long. We're going to bring the arms overhead now. Inhale, stretch from fingers to toes. You can feel how quickly it's cooling down. On the exhale, we're letting it all relax. Keep the arms overhead because we're going to do that a couple more times. All right? So again, inhale, stretch from fingertips to the toes. You want every long muscle to be involved in this breath in. The exhale, we're staying long, but just relaxing a little bit. turn the head slowly to one side, and then back up, and then turn the other way, and back up. One more time, full body stretch, inhale. And exhale. This time, bring those arms lower. Take the legs a little further apart. Now, if you want to go to the wall, elevate the legs, that's fine, or use a bolster, blanket, maybe even be on your side, totally fine. But we're just really, the focus now becomes just on the breath, right? And the body will respond. Slow the breath down, minimize your movement. Should be pretty comfortable, but if you're not, make sure that you take a second to adjust and get comfortable. All right. Now you could stay there a little bit longer if you like. You're ready to start moving. You want to move slowly. Little movements at first, hands and feet. And then the wrists and ankles. If you're feeling a little chilly, generate some heat by rubbing the hands and feet together quickly. When you're ready to come up, find a comfortable position. I'll say namaste. I'm going to come over and talk to you, Lynn. Turn off that video.